Hey Nerd Clan, head on over to minutewithmary.com/discount to get 15% off my Twisted Epic Mascara. From Providence, Rhode Island, welcome to Outlander Cast. It's a podcast dedicated to the show Outlander on Stars. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Blake's back. We're back.
We're back, man.
How's it going? My name's Mary Larson.
My name is Blake, and I am so happy in this chapter The Hobbit was brought up. I know, like, in previous chapters it was brought up, but Mary and I have been doing this totally random rewatch of The Hobbit for the past, I would say couple of weeks or so. So whenever we finally get an actual chance to have no children at night and we're not podcasting or we're not working or we're not, creating makeup sale, anything, we're watching The Hobbit, oddly enough.
The trilogy of The Hobbit, because, Peter Jackson felt the need to stretch the shortest story all the way. That is a whole other that's a whole other discussion. We're having a lot of Graham time.
Lots of Graham time, and I'm so glad that The Hobbit was brought up, and the Misty Mountains song and the whole thing. I don't know, it's just cool.
So you know which elf he was talking about?
What do you mean?
Graham was talking about.
He was talking about a hobbit. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
he wasn't talking about a hobbit. He was talking about an elf.
No, I thought he was talking about a hobbit.
No, because there's only one hobbit.
Exactly, that was the idea, right?
No, I thought he said elf, and I thought he meant Orlando Bloom.
Oh, I thought he meant Martin Freeman as the Hobbit.
Oh, I didn't think so, but I'm gonna double check. I love that you heard Hobbit, I heard Elf. We listened to the same book.
I know.
What is going on?
What are we doing?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Okay, so
fair enough.
Before we get into the rest of the show, Blake, what do you want our friends to know while I scour this book?
Yes, of course. Go to maryandblake.com to check out all the podcasts that we have going on, whether it is our Bridgerton podcast, if you're a fan of the newly released Bridgerton on Netflix, or if you are a fan of Gilmore Girls or Game of Thrones or This Is Us, or actually right now I am writing currently a blog series on WandaVision. You can catch all of that stuff at maryandblake.com. Of course, also find us on all the social media, whether it is Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, YouTube, all with the title in Mary and Blake. And of course, don't forget either about jointhenerdclan.com, where you can become an official Nerd Clan member and get all the best benefits that Mary and I offer, like personal looks into our lives, and bonus episodes, premium podcasts, like the Keep Calm and Crown On podcasts, or everything else that we have going on, like Blake's Book Club. Right now I'm covering Voyager. I think I'm on chapter 22 of Voyager.
Ooh, look at you plugging away.
So I'm very excited about that. Again, join thenerdclan.com. Marvin, did you find the thing that we were talking about yet?
No, but I found the fight, how everybody was in a fight, like the stunt doubles, not even the stunt doubles, but just the size doubles.
I think it takes place after that. I think that's what they talk about after.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep going.
All right. Well, I can only vamp so much here, Marvin.
I'm just saying, let's get into the show. We're going to read the quote that I was going to read, okay? Fine. I'll read a quote.
No.
It's fine.
No,
Chapter 6.
I got to play the music here. We got to follow the document.
Okay.
Got to follow the document.
Sorry,
Marvin.
I'm too busy in the book.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is chapter 6, Mounting Mountains. And you just cry for Marty, a guy you didn't even know, but you felt like him, you know.
Yeah, right?
My goodness.
Just shedding all the tears for Marty.
Okay, so this is the quote I was going to read, and then I'm going to hand this to you, Blake, when I do my GBGs.
Okay.
What has Lacroix been doing all day, I wonder? Wendy reads my mind. What have you been doing with yourself, Murta the Squirter? Which, listeners, What?
Well, I think it's supposed to rhyme. Murta the Squirta.
Okay.
At least that's the way that it
Squirting
sounds.
What?
You know what he's squirting.
For real? Like that? Oh, my God. she shouts at full Glaswegian volume. Lacroix, climbed to Monroe, chased some sheep, had sex. Wendy, poor wee lammy. Wendy laughs her arse off and high fives Lacroix. Like, I think my favorite part of this, not just that he's casually like, yeah, I had sex, I climbed to Monroe, but that he actively chased sheep. Like what? A 5-year-old kid chasing birds at the beach? Like, that's my favorite part. Duncan Lacroix just, spending his day climbing a Monroe, sleeps with, a pie hussy or something. It's like,
I'm gonna go chase some sheep.
I'm literally just picturing our son who runs at seagulls with his hands waving above his head, to see them run. But Duncan Lacroix.
Yeah, just a fully grown adult male. Just chasing after sheep.
Here, you go look for Hobbit or Elf.
I'll find it.
All right, so while we do this, I'm going to do my GBGs for Chapter 6, My Good, My Bad, My Great. My good is, can we just all be stuck on a ski lift listening to Lord of the Rings stories? As Blake said, we've been watching the Hobbit, not the Lord of the Rings, but we're kind of like, all right, bring us to Middle Earth. Let's hang out with Graham McTavish. We're reading with him. We're hearing his voice. Let's hang out with him in this wonderfully long story on screen. My bad. And this isn't even like a real bad. This is just a wish. That's what I've decided. When I really like a chapter, it's not that I'm going to have a good, bad, a good, great, best. I'm just going to like my wish. Can Clanlands 2, because I'm putting it out into the universe that we're going to have a Clanlands 2, have Duncan inside? Because I need his voice. I love the Sam banter. I love the Graham banter, but then I just want to have like these random chapters. You know how Game of Thrones is written from different character perspectives at the same times, Blake? Like you'll have a chapter that's in Tyrion's voice. Mm-hmm. I want that, but for Duncan, just like random chapter 4, the day I chased sheep.
just talking about
like what the hell he's doing, Okay, and then my great is that I finally figured out who Sam and Graham remind me of in this book. Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad's Adventures, Frog and Toad All Year, Frog and Toad, like the children's book about curmudgeony Toad and happy-go-lucky tall frog. My daughter and I are actually reading a series that for the Frog and Toad All Year right now. And one of her favorite ones is this one where they go sledding. And I literally could just picture Sam and Graham. What happens is Frog shows up at Toad's house. He's like, man, guess what? It's winter. I got sleds. It's so good. And Toad's like, no, I don't think so. I do not have the proper apparel for this. Once again, Graham, right? And Frog's like, don't worry about it. I've got extra coats, scarves, hats. And he's like shoving all this stuff on Toad. And Toad's like, what the heck is this guy making me do? And they go outside in the snow and they've got this sled. And Frog's like, this is going to be great, man. You sit in front of the sled and I'm going to sit in the back. And they start going. And Toad's like, oh, this isn't that bad. It's kind of nice. And Frog's like, yeah, I know. And they go over a snowbank. And Frog accidentally falls off, a.k.a. Sam. And Toad, a.k.a. Graham, is still on this sled. And he's like, this isn't that bad. I'm out in the elements. I like this. All right, I'm doing well. And then a crow says, hey, Toad, look at you sledding all by yourself. Toad's like, what do you mean I'm sledding all by myself? And he freaks out and he bumps into a rock and he gets flung in the snow. And Frog catches up with him and he's like, Toad, isn't winter the best? And Toad's like, no, I'm going back home into my warm house to go have a snack. And I read this with my daughter. But I pictured instead of Frog and Toad, Sam and Graham, because that's pretty much what would have happened, except Toad would have ended the day being like, I need my lady latte.
Absolutely.
So, Blake, what is your GBG for Chapter 6?
I'm still trying to find the stupid thing. I know it's here. I know it is here.
Unless they added it just in the audiobook.
They must have. They must have, because I'm stumped. I cannot find... No, it's not here.
Okay, well, we'll get back to it. We'll find
This is going to bother me so much.
But it was either an elf or a hobbit, and they were doing something wrong. Like they were crabby or something. It was something negative. And I thought he was talking about Orlando Bloom.
I thought he was talking about Martin Freeman.
You can't talk badly about Martin Freeman.
No, because he's perfect.
Oh, he really is.
That man's a saint. You leave him out of your mouth.
He's literally the best thing that ever happened to The Hobbit.
He is the only good thing in The Hobbit, I would say.
Well, no, Blake, you're saying the only good thing. We've been spending so much time watching The Hobbit.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I don't like it. Never mind. Who's the person who requested it? You. Okay,
I did.
Continue.
Well, because I wanted to go back and revisit. I haven't seen it since.
You wanted to see Graham. With his fake muscle hands. That's what's weird. Is I don't know if they made him eat a lot of food or if it's just all muscle shirts and muscle hands.
I don't know what they did, but Martin Freeman's the only good thing about that film.
And Graham McTavish. And the hot elf who became Poldark.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only thing I remember from the Hobbit films was Martin Freeman, who was awesome, Benedict Cumberbatch playing Smaug, Graham McTavish only because of Outlander, and Hot Dwarf
becomes Poldark.
Who becomes Poldark. That's it.
That's where he was.
I watched An Unexpected Journey and didn't know the film. I forgot the whole film.
Even though I made you read the book a few years ago.
Right, except for I'm going on an adventure.
Best GIF ever.
That's it.
My favorite GIF.
It's GIF.
Okay.
It's GIF. I will die on this hill. It is GIF.
I mean, I hope you got a lot of good life insurance, so we'll be fine. Okay.
All right. My good. GPG. My good has, like you, Mary, it's climbed the Monroe, chased some sheep, and had some sex. I love Lacroix. He continues to be the best part of this book.
There's fictitious movies like The Hangover.
Yeah.
Where they write characters based upon people like Duncan Lacroix.
That is his life. He wakes up every day with a tiger in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That is a guarantee. I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually done that. I wouldn't be surprised if
I wouldn't be either.
They heard a story. I mean, this is the guy that chases sheep for fun.
This is what I want. Clanlands too.
Just for
Duncan.
funsies.
Duncan.
Duncan edition. Just
and then
follow
you got
that
the opposite.
guy around.
You got Sam, clean cut Sam.
I know. All right. Bad for me. Sam, eating vegan.
I mean, opposite of chasing sheep.
Maybe
Duncan was doing it with a fork and knife. I hate hanging out with Sam. He eats tofu.
I need
haggis.
Freaking anything meat. Just no vegan.
Sam eating vegan. Now no problems with vegans. Okay.
No. Vegans are fine.
We
man.
love our vegan
that's
friends.
cool. You do you. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm saying I ain't doing it.
I tricked Blake to go to a vegan restaurant once.
Oh my god,
that was awesome.
It smelled like burned Brussels sprouts.
He didn't know, guys. And then he's looking at the menu. It was probably our 7th date.
Yes.
I'd already taken him to a sushi place where he had to sit on the floor.
Oh, that was our 2nd date.
Yeah.
No shoes, sit on the floor, and muscle down sushi.
I can't believe we got married.
Which,
literally, our 2nd date, I take her for sushi, your worst nightmare.
Oh, brutal.
And then the next restaurant I take you to is a vegan place. And I'm not even vegan. I just wanted to bust your balls.
And you took me to an Indian place, which I had never been to as well.
Yeah, and you have, yeah.
And then you took me to a Somalian restaurant.
Lebanese.
No. It was
the one where you ate with your hands?
That wasn't Lebanese.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, Somalian?
Yeah.
With the eggs?
And the bread that looks like a towel.
That's like a sponge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Lebanese.
Oh, that place is it's over.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay,
yeah.
Can we continue? So that your bad was that Sam's eating vegan.
Dude.
But he's I'm just doing it now.
Yeah, he's probably prepping for a role or something. Or maybe he's getting ready for Outlander.
This is also what some people do is they eat a certain way for a month or two, and then their body gets used to that and they lose tons of weight and they adjust. And then they're like, oh, you're used to it? Now I'm going to just eat fish.
Steak. Yeah. Or whatever.
They shock their system. So maybe he's doing that.
Nope. All set. If you do vegan, that's cool for you, man. For me, I need some steak. I need steak in my life. For me, the great though, Graham. I'm in on Graham, and I am really liking him and his, in quotes, character, as we put it in this book, because obviously, yes, I'm sure, to an extent, most of this is real, but it's heightened, I think, for the purpose of the book.
I think Graham is your spirit animal. If you had money,
yes,
you would want to be Graham when
McTavish.
You grow up.
Like, no. I don't do any of this stuff.
I don't sleep in an RV.
No. What are you talking about? No, give me the 5-star hotel. Where is my latte? Where? It wouldn't be a latte, but it would be something like that.
Oh, my God.
And I'd be like, no, what are we doing? But I don't ski. I don't do skiing. And I am very afraid of heights. I do not do heights. In fact, the scene of Graham reading when the chair was coming towards him and how terrified he was, that is my life.
The fact that a child was doing it?
Yeah. Like, I remember when we went skiing, I saw like some 7-year-old zipping around.
Yep.
Zipping around like he's Bodie Miller. And I'm like, who are you, dude? You're 7. I have a degree. Why? How am I not able to ski and you're zipping around on your freaking head? It was miserable. So I hate skiing. I'm out on skiing. I just, no thank you.
Okay.
So that is my great. And I think you're right, Mary. Graham McTavish is my spirit animal.
Love it.
So that is that. What stands out to you in this chapter, though?
So there was no real point of this chapter in regards to history of Scotland. This was a hangout chapter. Hang out.
Absolutely.
Tell some stories. Get to know Graham and Sam a little bit more. Get to know Duncan a little bit more. And I'm here for it. Once again, give me the Scotsman telling stories. It reminds me of my dad. My dad, as you know, he's such a good storyteller. And I know it's because he's Scottish. That's just a thing that you get passed down. And yes, like you said, this is produced. And yes, this book has been edited. But just to be able to hang out with these guys for a day and then to get to hear these heartfelt stories. I don't know. We already love them as actors. But now, when you love the person behind the craft, it makes you love the work they do even more.
Yeah, I have chided this book a little bit for its for its very canned comedy and canned manufactured funnies, but this whole sequence is genuinely funny. Strangely, moments later, I decide to tell Sam that I'm afraid of heights. What am I thinking? It's something I've dealt with quietly for a long time. I don't like to make a fuss. It's like telling a vegan you can't wait for the hog roast. The chair approaches. I look behind me. It swings around a tight 180 degrees and thunders towards us. Well, thunders may be an exaggeration. I lower myself backwards and hope for the best. The chair slams into my backside, and I'm swinging in midair before I've even had a chance to hurl abuse at the fat controller. Sam glances across and smiles. Yes, one of those smiles. I look ahead, focusing on the chair in front, containing our camera department, and refuse to look down. So you're afraid of heights? Yes, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I'm still nervous in certain situations, like now. So whatever you do, please don't start rocking the chair. Sam bides his time. We chat. It's actually quite fun. I look out across the hills. It's beautiful. We're passing through the clouds to emerge into the light above. This is not too bad at all, methinks. Then he starts to shake the chair. I yelp, perhaps whimper. Then I adopt my stern father voice. Stop shaking the chair, Sam. Oh, sorry, buddy, of course. And we go on. Sam shakes the chair. This pattern, more or less, continues to top, only interrupted by me singing Misty Mountains from The Hobbit just to stop the chair shaking. That is genuinely funny. I see that whole thing, and that is two buddies who are just busting balls and having a good time with each other.
And then you get Sam's perspective the next time. How he's just looking over and he's so excited. It's Frog and Toad, man. It's Frog and Toad.
Oh, goodness gracious.
We also get to have the moment. So, we learn in this chapter, if we couldn't have guessed already, that Graham doesn't sleep in the RV. That it's going to look that way in the show. And goodness gracious, friends.
That's next chapter, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, that's next chapter.
No, this is the chapter where he has the woman enter his room.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And,
oh, it's the tent I'm thinking of. Okay, sorry.
Oh. He has the woman enter his room, and Sam and everybody's kind of wondering, who is this person that he was with last night?
Is this guy married?
What's going on? Sassafras. And really, it's because he's getting so busted sitting in this RV, with his legs all cramped. And Blake and I are very tall, so we can appreciate that he had to have like pretty much a chiropractor person come on in and like fix his dainty body. And I just love this because, a lot of people are not going to be reading Clanlands before Men in Kilts. They're just going to watch Men in Kilts. And this is like the best behind the scenes stuff because we're going to see potentially Graham look like he's sleeping inside the RV.
Ain't no way he's sleeping in the RV.
We know he's in his room with like those electric shock pulse things, a heated blanket, some essential oils. He's got his like 5-star. He's got
healing crystals in the background.
Yes. Oh, yes, I am roughing it.
Oh, man. He really is my spirit
And then
animal.
even their outfits that they wear, how he describes how rugged Sam looks in this outfit and how he's wearing just this, like, perfectly soft and cozy outfit.
Yeah, I gotta read that, too. I love that part. If I could find it, hold on.
Oh, man. By the way, Misty Mountain, you're singing it just to torture Sam because he has a terrible voice.
Right. Oh, jeez. Where the heck is that?
I don't know, but while you do that, we need to talk about the fight. The fight that he tells us about. Once again, Blake and I are, down the Hobbit rabbit hole. Or the Hobbit hole, one could say.
Oh! All right.
Bam! Just like that. A winner!
The fact that the Gandalf stand-in was, 7 feet
7'2"
or something? And then they had the shorter stand-ins. And they all just got into a fight. Like, I just love how this is like a thing that's happening to people because I've never seen like a big fight happen. I mean, maybe I just live a really sheltered life, but
just having fight. 13
just in a
short,
pub.
That they say 13 short friends. That's what they say.
Yep. Just fighting in a pub.
Fighting in a pub.
And then the 7'2" guy just throwing people out of it.
We were filming in Te Anau on The Hobbit, nearly at the bottom of the South Island of New Zealand, with the scale doubles, the long-suffering shorter people who doubled for the dwarves on a few occasions, and Tall Paul, the 7'2" policeman from Auckland, who doubled as Ian McKellen for some key over-shoulder shots. It was talent night at the pub. A local started playing his guitar. Another local then punched him in the face. One of our short friends remonstrated with this individual, which set off a full-scale pub brawl. 13 people under 5 feet tall fighting with local farmers with a 7'2" giant, literally throwing people into the street. You couldn't make it up. Oh, man. That is so funny. That is great stuff.
It really is.
Oh, yeah. Graham says, I may dress like someone who drinks lattes, but let me describe the mountain goat's attire. A high cream turtleneck and khaki green sailing smock with wooden toggles. He's like Kirk Douglas in Heroes of Telemark, about to save Norway in World War II. I imagine him jumping off the chairlifted wooden skis. No, I imagine him pushing them off and attacking the slopes like a born skier, or him falling like a sack of spuds. You could rely on him in an avalanche, only to find out he's later caused it in the first place. He asks where my scarf came from, and it is utterly astonished that I bought it from Dovecote Studios, Edinburgh. I asked him the last time.
Yes, this part.
I asked him the last time he bought his clothes, and he dodges the question. Even in his underpants are freebies.
And then can you read the bit about his bum?
Yeah. Sam says, I don't wear any underpants. And Graham says, any chance to be shirtless or butt naked? Those poor cameramen on Outlander having to look at your chocolate starfish for hours on.
What does that mean? Chocolate starfish. Wait, I don't understand why that's a bum. The butthole? The butthole is a chocolate starfish? Sam Hewen gets that bleached. You know Sam Hewen doesn't have a chocolate starfish.
Of course he gets the bleach.
Things I never thought I'd be talking about. Oh my God, chocolate starfish went over my head. Oh! Yeah, I'm thinking about Sam's butthole. Okay.
Oh,
So The cameraman, chocolate starfish.
The cameraman's seen my ass more than me. Graham says, everyone's seen your ass more than you.
I think this has been my favorite chapter, Blake.
This is good stuff, man.
Just the laughing, and then I wanted to have a dram. I'm like, I was listening while I was driving, and I'm like, I don't even know Marty, but like, I'm feeling for him. I was in the car while I was listening to this, hearing about how he died in a car crash, and
his wife and kids were with him, but luckily they survived. And the whole
how
thing.
Graham has his picture on his fridge so he can see his face every day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And whenever he wears a kilt, he brings the flask with him, and or whenever he returns to Scotland. And this is the kind of thing that when you know you're really with buddies, you can bust each other's balls about chocolate starfishes and rock the chairs, and knowing that your buddy is terrified of heights.
Yep.
But then you get a chance to just stand on top of this mountain and share a drink and
it's just a nice
be with each other.
It's a really nice break because as someone who doesn't do well reading history, we had a historical bit beforehand, with the massacre of Glencoe. And now we get to just hang back and digest and laugh and be sad and just have friendship time. And I assume the next chapter is about history stuff. So,
yes,
it's a nice digesting flow.
It's a nice quiet moment at the end of the chapter between the two friends in memory of another friend. It's a good way to end this chapter and move on to what I imagine, like you said, Mary, will be more history. So,
all right.
I was in on this chapter. Oh, by the way, Glenn and Delilah, the two ladies that have been apparently following them, are back in the ski lodge where they are, wherever they are. How are these people are they just tailing the van?
How do they find them? Seriously, how do they find them?
Are they just aware of where Sam and Graham are going?
Why are they not hired by the FBI? Like, that's Screwjack Bauer from 24. Yeah. You need Glenn and Delilah. Slash, why does Sam not have a restraining order against these people?
You think that he would. I'm just throwing that out there.
And Graham has such a good time out of it. Graham just thinks it's funny. Like,
right, exactly.
Hey there. And Sam's
like, oh my God.
He's like, I can't.
All right, you ready to close this out?
Yeah, I honestly, why does the FBI not have these people?
CIA,
if you're looking for the Capitol rioters, get these two ladies on it. They'll put their face on a T-shirt and they'll find them in a day.
They'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right, let's close it out, shall we?
We shall.
Let's do it.
Oh,
you're welcome.
The misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old.
As much as I like this song, I hated this scene. Because they're eating and they're throwing plates and they're doing the whole thing, and all of a sudden everything just stops dead in the film, and everyone's just staring off into the distance, and this song just randomly breaks out. And
this is when their high wore off, Blake. They were all smoking.
No, they're still smoking. I'm looking at it.
Okay.
There's smoke filling the whole house.
Yeah, well, that's what happened then, okay? They all came down at the same time.
They're all tripping balls, and then... Dude, we gotta sing, man.
This is what we do.
And they all just stand up real slow. It's like it's a movie moment.
Except Bilbo, it's like these guys literally just came in and ate my year's worth of food. Now there's an a cappella group, but they're not even singing 50s, barbershop.
That is funny. Oh, here we go. Not the song anymore. Not the song anymore. Oh, well, anyway, thank you, everybody, very much for joining us today for Clanlands. Hopefully, we're going to get another chapter done today, as a matter of fact. I hope. If not, don't worry. We will continue. We know that Men in Kilts is beginning, as we're recording this, in a week? Or a little less than a week?
Yeah,
on Valentine's Day. So we will be covering Men in Kilts. And hopefully we will get Clanlands done.
We will. We'll have it done.
I'm sure we will. So, anything else you got to say, Matt?
No, that's it.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Break of day to find our long